Hello, and welcome to the Lair of Secrets. This is our theoretically last episode of our Fallout 2D20 game. When last we left off, our intrepid wasteland adventurers had left Covenant in search for a missing girl that had been kidnapped by raiders. They had been led by one of the guards at Covenant to the campsite that her father had been working at a scrapyard, pre-war scrapyard. The father had come back to Covenant to let the group know, the whole town know, that she had been kidnapped. And our group has been on the trail, found their hideout, which appears to be an old pre-war sewer system, and had defeated the guards, had gone inside and found a group that were camping out and doing a little partying, and took out most of them. One ran down the hall, and while Ghoulardi looked over the bodies to see if there was anything useful, the other three ran after the remaining raider. And Ghoulardi, when we ended last, started hearing the whine of a machine gun powering up and then bullets firing. And so that is where we are right now. I believe that Steve NuGunnar, we should probably introduce ourselves again. Well, no, hopefully people will have watched the last episode fairly recently. So we have Steve NuGunnar, Lucky Buck, Nurse 17, who is a nurse handy model, and Ghoulardi. The question that I have for you all is, I believe Steve NuGunnar ran after them first because he thought that they would lead them to Thriftway as fast as possible, or would have more information about finding Thriftway. So I will say he is first. Who is next of the three of you?
Me, because there's a child involved.
Okay. And then Lucky Buck is probably lucky to not be in the path of the machine gun right off.
Wait, where's Nurse Handy going?
So, Ken, as Steve NuGunnar, I need a survival and agility roll.
Okay, so it's been a bit, hasn't it?
It has been a bit. For those out there, it's been winter break and holiday and such, and it's been quite a number of months since we last
I know played. I get 2d20, and I got my agility, and I've got my survival check, right? And so my survival rank is 5, my agility is 8. What do I do with those two numbers?
So you add those two together, so that's a 13.
Okay.
If your survival is a tag skill, you'll want to see that. Okay, so that's not a big deal. Any 13 or under is a success on the D20. If you roll a 1 for you, that would be a critical. If for any of you in the future, if it's a tag skill and it's under the number of your tag skill, that's also a critical, which any criticals counts as 2 successes. If you have a tag skill and you roll a 1, that's great, but you still only get 2 successes.
Yeah, you think you know the rules, and then you actually try and play. And I have my big, beefy D20s for Fallout, so I rolled a 4 and an 11. So I roll under 13, so that would be a success, but not a critical success because I don't have tag. My survival skill is not tag.
Okay. Since it has been so long, I wanted to remind people that I just did something wrong, which is I needed to tell you the difficulty. The difficulty here is a 3. And so since I didn't tell you the difficulty, let me go ahead and share this for the folks at home. So here is our way we're tracking some AP. The group has 3 AP right now. So you have just enough to buy 2 more dice if you want.
I will happily buy them. Because the difficulty means I have to roll under a 4. Is that what you're saying?
No, you have to roll 3 total successes.
Oh, I have to roll 3 total successes. Okay, so yes, I will buy 2 more dice and then, right. So I rolled a 19 and a 2, so the 2 is helpful, and so that's 3 successes, and so I guess I dodged deftly out of the way of hail of bullets.
Yes, you dodged deftly out of the way of the hail of bullets, which is quite nice. That would be the surprise round. And I'm going to go ahead and take us into full initiative, which means Steve NuGunnar, you see the raider is leaving this corridor now. For some reason, the machine gun didn't shoot him, but you are being shot at by the machine gun right now.
Do I think is it like an automated turret thing?
You see it. You're used to these because you grew up in a vault. This is a wall-mounted sentry turret.
Gotcha. So I shout out after the raider that's leaving. Tell Thriftway that Steve NuGunnar's coming for his NuRay 3000. Some girl who's clearly the priority. And then, so I guess, given my experience with Vault-Tec security, what do I know about either disabling or shooting the gun?
They're kind of tough to hit because of their size, mainly, and like a cowling, but they don't have a lot of armor per se. If it was connected to a network, you would probably be able to shut it down, but you didn't see any computer terminals on the way in.
And am I just like still in the corridor, just like on its turn, it's going to unload on me? So I could say perhaps move forward towards the gun with my shotgun ready and then just try and blast it with a spread and see if I can hit a soft spot.
Yeah. I'm going to say you're all right now at medium, which is probably not the right term, but you can move into near, which was probably optimum range for your shotgun.
Okay. So I will move forward with my shotgun, and I'm not going to look up the stats right now. So it's a shotgun. It does damage 5. It's a tag skill for me. Target number is 11.
Okay.
So I roll.
Its defense is 2, so you're going to need 2. You need 2 successes to hit it.
Gotcha. Okay. So I rolled a 6 and a 6.
Okay. That sounds like 2 successes to me.
And it's a tag skill, but that's not under the number for critical. So I do 5 damage.
So 5 dice of the special ones.
You got the special one. So I got a 2, a blank, Fallout Boy, and a double shot. So the Fallout Boy is a special effect plus
A hit.
Plus a hit.
Plus
right?
1 hit.
So that's a total of 3 hits damage. And
okay.
Special effect.
Does your shotgun have a special?
Spread. Which probably isn't relevant in this.
I think if there was another person nearby, which I'm going to say that given where the turret is and where the other raider is, it is not nearby enough. But if they had been near each other, near enough, then you could have hit the other raider as well, I believe, is what the spread does.
Gotcha. It's also vicious, so I'm looking at my stats from my
vicious is important. In the meantime, Lucky Buck is next, and then Nurse 17, and then Ghoulardi. So you can think about your stuff. Vicious is for each effect roll, so the Fallout Boy is 1 additional damage.
Okay. So then that's a total of 4 damage.
Spread, for each effect roll, your attack inflicts 1 additional hit on the target. Each additional hit inflicts half the rolled damage, rounded down, and hits a random location, even if... Okay. So, actually, you did how much on the Bane now with Vicious? 4. Rounded down is 2. So you're going to do 4 damage and then 2 damage on the turret. The turret has a damage resistance of 1. So you're going to do 3 damage and then you're going to do 1 damage for a total.
How close am I to the corridor that the raider went down? Like, do I have enough movement after shooting with the shotgun to duck down the corridor? Or am I just like standing in the open like the big dumbass I am?
You're standing in the open right now.
I really 100% thought that I was going to take out the gun. I think Steve is a little perplexed that he didn't take out the gun. I think he starts nervously looking over his shoulder.
Well, Lucky Buck.
I'm going to be... Let's see, I'm running kind of behind Nurse Handy right now, right? How big is this hallway? Am I able to get around her?
Yeah, you'd be able to get around her. You can also throw a grenade over her head if you wanted to do that.
I've only got a frag mine left, and I think that has to be placed down.
I thought you got your grenades back from Nurse 17.
Yeah, I used them on our battle to get into this place. I had checked with the guy that was at the porch or whatever.
Yes. Okay.
Quick question though: are my luck points reset, or am I still at 6?
No, your luck points. It's one refresh per quest, which is this series right now.
I mean, that's fine. That's still probably plenty.
You have tons of luck. You probably have more luck than some people started with right now.
I'm gonna kind of run forward from medium to close range, bump into NuGunnar because he stopped to shoot the shotgun. Hear the shotgun go off, cover my ears, but my gun is in my hand and it goes off as I lift my hands up to cover my ear.
Okay. So are you using just your energy weapons, or are you spending a luck point and using your luck? It would what is it? Energy weapons plus perception, or if you spend a luck, it's energy weapons plus luck.
Energy weapons plus perception is yeah, I'm gonna do energy weapons plus perception.
Okay.
My perception is 8.
Okay. So it's not a lot different than your luck. Okay.
So 6, it's a 6-14, and I rolled a 1 and a 12.
Okay. So that's 3 successes, which is one more. As we talked about, Lucky Buck tends to generate AP. He's already generated 1. And so
the 1 is also a critical hit. When I inflict 1 or more points of damage, I'm going to spend 1 luck point to automatically... Well, I guess I'm already doing a critical hit, so I guess I don't have to do that. But when I inflict a critical hit, I roll 1 DC to roll... If I roll an effect, I inflict 1 additional critical injury to a random location. And
there's critical hit, and then there's
injury,
like getting an injury, which is 5 or more points of damage.
Injury.
Okay.
To a random location.
Okay.
Which I rolled a 6, which is an effect. So I did that. And then if it dies, there's more.
Okay. Well, let's roll the damage and see what happens.
Okay. Damage would normally be 5, but now that I'm a laser commander, it's 6 of my little... Well, that's not great, though. Oh, wait, no, that's fantastic. 2 is good.
2 is good.
There's 2 2s, 1 3, which is a blank, 2 5s, and a 1. All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7 damage and 2 effects.
7 damage. Does the effect... You were counting the 2 effects as 2 points of damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so 7 damage, which is after its armor becomes 6 damage. And what is your...
Piercing 1.
It's piercing 1?
Yeah.
Which means that it ignores the armor, which is 7 damage, and the turret explodes, which means it dies. What happens, Josh?
When I kill 1 or more enemies, I roll 1 DC. If it's an effect, we add 2 AP to our group's pool. And it's a 6, so 2 AP back to us.
Okay. So the turret explodes, and you get 3 AP right now. We're going to go 17.
I'm going to look at Steve NuGunnar be like, good job! Ow, my ears!
Well, as the turret explodes, that was primary object. Now we're racing further in, and we're looking for the child, because Nurse Handy is very concerned about bringing back children. So that's her new goal, is to race further into the cavern. And she's putting on all the lights, and she's got all... Nurse Handy is wearing all the teddy bears, in case we forgot.
Right, right.
Into this battle. and she's looking for the child.
Okay.
None of those are
so
explosive teddy bears, right?
No, these were the ones that were at
The tea party.
the salvage site that were set up as a tea party.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're only moving. You're chasing the raider as fast as possible.
Yes.
Okay. You'll get down the corridor, and you pass through a set of doors, and then there's a turn in the corridor, which you can hear footsteps and water down that way. Rapidly receding footsteps. Ghoulardi, there's been a lot of bullets fired, and then a shotgun, and then a distinctive whine of a laser.
All right. Well, I was looting the dead, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Do I find anything with that?
Well, it hasn't been very long, so the question
Okay.
is do you still continue to loot the dead, or do you catch up with your friends that were in a firefight?
I catch up with my friends. I do. It's not as important. Okay, so I don't want to run into gunfire. However, if the gunfire stops, I will run to catch up with everybody.
Okay. You start heading forward, you hear the explosion, and then as you're getting nearer, there is silence. And you do hear the jets of the propulsion system for Nurse Handy kind of receding down the hall. And as you go down the steps and into this corridor, you see Lucky Buck and Steve NuGunnar under the smoking remains of a wall-mounted turret, and you see Nurse Handy disappearing through a set of double doors.
Hey guys, that looks like fun. Wow, that's pretty sweet. Nurse is going this way. I'm gonna follow the nurse. Come on.
Okay.
I charge ahead of the nurse. It's this way. It's this way. I can feel it. We're almost there.
All right. Yeah, so you're all charging down the corridor. I think Nurse Handy's probably a bit faster than Steve NuGunnar, but only by a little. So you're all kind of catching up. You turn that corner, you head down, and you stop at a big open area where you see rocky pillars. You smell water, and you hear drips of water. You do hear voices, raised voices. You can't quite tell what they're saying at the moment because of all the echoing of this chamber. And the other thing that you start hearing is, I believe Steve NuGunnar is the only one with a Pip-Boy, correct?
Correct. I believe.
Your radiation counter is starting to tick.
Front row.
Then, as you come in, this is what you see.
Huh.
So you see this big open area, this green, nasty looking water. You see 3 people here. The other, not pictured here, is the other raider who is about here where my mouse is. Seems to have stopped there and is now looking behind. And as you realize that there's a big gap between him and the rest of these raiders, that he would have to vault over this nasty looking water to get to them.
Mhm.
But so you see this here. I'd like you all, however, in this very quick moment, to make a survival and perception.
And what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 1. No, difficulty is 1.
I got a 4 and a 10. So those are both under.
I got a 9 and an 8, and my perception is 6.
Remind me what happens if it's a tag skill. Survival is a tag skill.
If your roll is under the tag skill, it's 2 successes. So
My roll is under the tag skill.
okay.
And
So
my survival is I didn't make it.
So how many successes did people get?
None.
0.
None.
In fact, I think
One,
I just
2.
full running just ran into the back of Nurse Handy as she stopped.
Okay. Those of you who got 1 or more, I'll give you, when we get back to the piece, I will add another AP because it was a difficulty 1. Ghoulardi got 2. And, but Ghoulardi and Steve NuGunnar see a couple of things. One, this is Thriftway, and this is the NuRay 3000, Steve NuGunnar.
Damn you, Thriftway.
Ghoulardi, you see this in the back of the room, which looks like a full suit of power armor.
Ooh.
Nice.
Let's see how we all do. Let's see, you are now at 4.
Something bad does happen when I roll a nat 20.
Yeah, there's a complication. Did you roll a nat 20 on that one?
Yes, I did. A 20
Okay,
and a
then,
19.
I am just going to say that you did run into the back of Nurse Handy. And you've dropped your laser pistol on the floor.
No! My baby!
So you'll need a minor action to pick it back up. Steve, well, everybody here, but Steve, I think, hears it. Like, it triggers in his brain. That's like the Raider had said something, but then you hear Thriftway's distinctive voice saying, Steve NuGunnar? Who the hell's that?
Oh. Insult to the injured.
You're about to get it burned in your brain.
Was this your laser pistol? And she points it at you.
It is my laser pistol, damn it.
All right, boys. Let's see what else they have this time. This time we won't leave them around. And you know what? I think we'll have another initiative here as a... Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
FYI, pardon me eating these delicious cinnamon rolls that my wifey made.
Nice.
I'm jealous.
But they are warm and smell delicious, and my mouth is watering, and I need to get rid of it.
All right. Ghoulardi, you also notice that there is a 4th raider kind of back in this corner, way back here as well. So let me add these people to initiative. I'm going to just... magic of editing will make this look... I had an entire sheet, all of the stats. Sorry,
I'm
folks.
need somebody to help carry me over that gap in the thing, by the way, because there's no way I'm making a jump.
We'll toss you.
Strength, endurance, intelligence, agility, charisma. Not my things.
Could get lucky.
Funny how Lucky Buck can be so lucky, and yet I've rolled more nat 20s in this game than I think I've ever rolled in D&D.
You've just trained, I don't know, maybe you've trained the dice to do...
And yes, for the record, I know I could have spent a luck point to re-roll that nat 20, but
It's
not
funnier
worth
this
it.
way.
I enjoy the failure more than I enjoy the success. Maybe I'm a masochist like that.
Makes for interesting complications.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Thriftway and the gang appear to be ready to fire upon you. So Steve NuGunnar, however, you are fast on the draw and are up.
Awesome. Let's see. What range am I at?
It depends on which ones you're gonna go for. I would say you are at near for the guy about to jump across, and you are at the next range out for the next 2 raiders, and then far for Thriftway, and you don't see the 4th raider.
All right, so I charge up to the first raider and unload on them with my shotgun.
Okay. So are you charging into close?
I am charging.
Or are you just
close.
moving around in near?
I guess I'm moving around in near, if that's
Okay.
the optimal range.
I'm asking because it normally takes a it takes a minor action to move. But if you're staying in near, I'm not going to worry about that. So you still have a minor action if you wanted to do something like aim or something.
Okay. So what does aim get me again? You say these things, and then maybe I shouldn't have asked.
Roll 1d20.
We do have that quick sheet. Josh did post the quick sheet.
Hold on.
Aim lets you re-roll 1d20 on the first attack roll you make this turn.
All right, so I'm going to take one of the Fallout, one of the bottle caps to add to my roll. What's my difficulty for these guys? For this person?
Difficulty for the raider to hit them is 1. So you need 1 success.
Okay, and my target number is 11. So I got 2 successes, an 11 and a 6. None of which is under the tag threshold, so that's 2 hits.
Okay, so 2 successes. So so you got 1 extra, so this AP is going to come back to you guys.
Gotcha. So and now I roll 5 dice.
Now you're going to roll those 5 dice, and this is probably going to hurt.
I only got 2 hits, 2 bullets. It is vicious and spread, so the spread would get me an extra 1, right? Because it's halved of the original.
Did you get a Pip Boy?
No, I did not. No,
so vicious and spread.
Just the 2 hits.
Yeah. So just the 2 hits.
Just the 2 hits.
They do roll your hit location for me.
Of course, because I have a handy die for that too. Just tried to escape me. Right leg.
Right leg. Okay, they do have some armored pants on, so they don't take 2, they only take 1 on that one.
And I hope it's lead.
And this one comes back to you guys. And we are now at Lucky Buck.
Cool.
I'm going to immediately drop prone and start feeling around to grab my gun back.
Okay. It's easy enough to do. It's near the edge of the water there.
Then I'm definitely going to snatch that thing back up and like kind of cradle it for a second and be like, I don't know about this, guys. And that's going to be my turn because I can't get into close range with anybody to actually make a shot.
Laser will still hit at farther out.
Can you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's just more difficult, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Who were you taking a shot at, Steve?
The one that's closest to us. I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know if you were going right after.
Well, no, I got to jump. I mean, midway's at range, and at long range, I don't even have anything that can do that.
Okay. I am going to... If he's firing at the one that's closest, I'll fire at the guy that's kind of the guy that's in that, not the back corner, but on the left side of the screen, kind of over by
here?
The edge over there. Yeah, that
over
guy.
Here. Okay.
There's a pointer in Owlbear, by the way.
Yeah. Well, you guys can also see the...
Yeah.
There we go. Pointer.
I actually switch into the pointers.
This guy.
Yeah. I see. For you guys. Yeah, that would make sense. So I believe it's 1 extra. The range for a laser gun is close. This will be at medium. So
okay, he's still at medium.
It'll be 2 away. And so that's going to be 2. You'll need 3 successes to hit.
Okay. I'm just going to try it with the 2d20s that I got. This is actually going to be... I'm going to do the...
You do have 4.
I'm going to use luck instead of perception to fire this one.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, I got my gun! And again, it accidentally goes off. You would think I'd turn the safety on at some point, but...
Yep. That would presume you know there is a safety on this. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm down to 5 luck points, but now my rank is 6 in energy weapons, so it's a 6-18.
So 16
so
16. 6 plus 10, so 16 or less is a success.
Yep.
You need 3 successes. Energy weapons, you said, is a tag skill.
Yep.
So anything under a 6 is 2 successes.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what?
You want to spend 1?
Yeah, I'll spend 1.
All right.
We'll roll 3. See what we get. If anything, maybe I'll get 2 back. Well, I guess it's a good thing I did. I got a 15, a 13, and a 10. So each 1 hit, which would be 3 for.
So 3 successes.
Yep.
Just enough. Do you have a hit location die?
I don't.
One of the
I can
Fallout
roll
ones?
the-
Okay, I can roll it for you. You're going to shoot him. He accidentally gets shot in the left leg. And go ahead and roll your damage.
Man, I love this gun. All right.
The laser gun, I believe, is piercing, right?
Yeah, piercing 1.
So if you get an effect, you're going to bypass his armor completely.
Let's see. 3 and 4 do nothing. So, okay. So 5 total damage with 1 piercing.
Okay, wow. Okay.
So I'm going to. I don't know if it's going to do
That
an injury.
is actually 5 damage is a critical injury.
Okay.
So he falls prone after you shoot him in. I'm going to say you shoot him in the foot, and he screams out in pain, falls to the ground.
As he falls down to the ground, nothing bad happens.
Okay. And appears to be fairly bad off, as most of his foot is missing.
Wow, that is pretty grievous.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thriftway.
I saw that episode.
Thriftway. It's turn. So, Steve, Bad Gunner, is that what you're? It doesn't matter. I'll forget it in a minute. Takes a shot at you. What is your defense?
Too many PDFs. My defense is a 1.
Okay. Gonna aim. And not gonna spend any AP. Just gonna do 2. Maybe they should have done another one. Let's see. It's energy weapons plus perception. Since I aimed, I can re-roll 1. And that was worse than the other one. So the shot goes wide over your shoulder. And it is now Nurse 17.
Nurse 17 is going to move up towards this first guy right here. Well, I don't know how to point her.
This one over here, right here. If you look at the
Are you seeing?
Screen share?
I'm drawing on him. I drew on him, in my opinion.
Okay, it's 2 more or a few more down from that. 2 more down from that is the pointer.
This guy right here. I'm going to move towards him.
Okay. There's also the guy that's still on this side of that gap as well. Just so you know.
No, I can't see that guy.
Right. Here, you know what? Here, let me do this. Way back here is Raider 4. There you go.
Okay, so Raider 1 is the closest.
Yes. So we're going to say
Okay.
do Lucky Buck, Steve NuGunnar. There you go.
Raider 1 is going to get me to come over there and pull out my buzzsaw.
Oh.
You need a timeout.
All right. Their defense is 1. Your buzzsaw is melee weapons plus strength.
I have to roll a 7. I do not roll a 7. I roll a 19 and 11.
Okay.
Did really well for any other regular D20 game.
Yeah. Yeah. So, reminder next time, if you want to spend AP to buy more D20s, you can.
Right. I forgot about that.
Okay. So you moved up into close range, so you're in melee
Yes, I
range.
did.
And they are there. It is now Ghoulardi.
How far away is Thriftway?
Thriftway is at medium.
I got this frag grenade.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to whip a frag grenade at Thriftway.
Is that the one inside the rubber chicken?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to take a bunch of AP.
Okay. You can buy 2 more dice.
Okay. I'm buying 2 more dice.
Frag grenade is blast thrown M, which sounds like medium to me.
Yup.
And I'll need to look up blast. All right. The only other grenades that have gone off have been dropped in the same location. So I'm trying to remember how medium. I'm doing this wrong. Okay. Technically, it's long.
Okay.
Close is hand to hand. Medium is next to close, which is where everybody else has been. And then long is where Thriftway is and Raider 4.
Okay. I'll still do this.
Okay. So it's just going to be 1 extra.
Mm-hmm.
Blast is on page 90.
90. All right. I'm just trying to know, do you have to hit their defense with a grenade, or do you just
I don't know.
hitting the area?
When you make an attack with a blast weapon, you do not target a single opponent. Instead, select a single zone you can see and make the appropriate skill test to attack with a basic difficulty of 2, adjusted for range as normal. If you succeed, every creature and other damageable target in that zone suffers the weapon's damage. If you fail, your misplaced attack is less effective. Roll only half of it, half the weapon's damage dice, to determine the damage inflicted to creatures in the target zone. And ignore
Okay. How am I determining? Okay, so 3 successes.
3 successes is needed to hit the zone.
Okay, and I'm trying to figure out what is my success number here.
It will be explosives plus perception.
Explosives plus perception. Very
and it
good.
will hit whatever is in the close range of her.
Explosives plus perception. That's pretty good. All right. I like my chances. My friends, I have 4 successes and 1 critical success.
So, total of 4 or total of 5?
Well, I have 4 successes on the dice, and one of them is a 1.
Okay,
So I guess that's 5 successes.
5 successes. So
yes.
you're gonna get 2 of these AP back of the 3
Excellent.
you spent. So everyone in the
close range zone of her.
It just says in the zone that you're attacking.
All right, so I'm attacking long zone, so everybody that's long zone.
Yeah, so Thriftway and Raider 4 are in long. So I'm gonna say that they're going to both be hit.
No, I have to do
Go
some
ahead
damage
and roll
dice.
your damage.
Okay, let me see what's the damage dice on this.
Explosives. Frag grenade is 6. 6 dice.
Right.
Blast and thrown.
I'm going to give you the first 4, and then I'll roll the last 2. 2 blank, 1 Pip-Boy, 1 gunshot, and then 1 Pip-Boy, 2 gunshots. So 2 Pip-Boys, 1 gunshot, double gunshot.
Okay. The Pip-Boy counts for 1 damage, but grenades don't have any special effects, so the Pip-Boys just are counting as 1 damage. However, that is 5 damage. Do you want to roll their hit locations?
I would love to. For Thriftway, torso.
Okay.
For the other Raider, left leg.
Here's the left leg.
Man.
All right.
These people are not going to be able to make it over that or that jump if they want to leave here.
The explosion goes off. Thriftway gets hit in the chest and rocks back. The other Raider, kind of stumbles a little bit, almost goes down on 1 knee. Both of them are injured. Thriftway has some extra,
of course,
looks like some sort of combat armor chest piece that they're wearing. So they didn't take quite as much as the raider did. But now it is now the raider that is next to Nurse 17. Does not like the idea of taking a nap with your buzzsaw.
Okay.
And is going to attempt to jump this gap. So we're going to say it's agility plus using survival a lot. Oh, there it is. Athletics. No, strength plus athletics is good. And strength and athletics, which of course they don't have. They're going to try and jump. Get 0 successes and splash into the water. And start screaming.
I think that's not a good place to be.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
They start taking some radiation damage from falling in that water. And it's not good.
No.
Because
No,
it
not good.
bypasses all armor. And their skin immediately starts looking really bad. I think they're going to use the rest of their action to kind of try and swim this little ladder over here as fast as they possibly can. Hopefully they'll make it out. The raider who's on the ground is not doing well, but is going to fire back. Lucky Buck just took out most of their foot, so he's going to try and shoot you back.
does it make it harder if I'm
Yes.
laying down? Or does it make it easier?
It does. You're prone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so is he. So that's 2. If I recall, prone is 2 extra move. So what is your defense? 1. Okay, so that's 3. He's really mad. I'm going to spend an AP to get a 3rd die. Wow. Okay. He got 1 success. And so does miss.
I said sorry.
Yeah, so his pipe gun goes off and misses. Actually that's close range and he is at, what did I say? That's medium. So
yeah, it
that's
was medium when I attacked him. So
yeah, so that he would have needed 4. So he got a total of 1. Raider number 3, who has not been shot or anything else. Seeing all this happening, Raider 3 is going to let her rip. So they let loose a volley with the pipe gun at Nurse 17.
That's terrible. Don't do that. They're such naughty children.
And I'll spend another AP for that, too. What is your defense?
What is it? Is this a physical or an energy or what is it?
No, defense is right above where your optics is listed on your character sheet.
1.
Okay.
My defense is
That's
1.
the 2 hit. And then the damage reduction is if they hit and do damage. So 8. This is close. So they need 2 successes. They get just 2 successes. And so they just keep pulling the trigger. Oh my gosh. Could someone look up unreliable for me?
yeah,
I saw that somewhere.
However, Nurse 17, you take 4 damage. Minus, let's see, where'd you get hit? You got hit in one of your arms. So
Okay.
you probably have a damage reduction of 3.
Yes.
So you only take 1 damage. From all those bullets. They go ping, 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 a teddy bear explodes, and there's actually, you know what? I'm going to say for each effect rolled, a teddy bear is destroyed. So 3 teddy bears explode off of you, leaving just 2, but only 1 bullet gets through your armor.
Unreliable. When you make an attack with an unreliable weapon, increase the complication range of the attack by 1. So I guess a 19 is a critical fail then?
Yeah, a 19 is a complication. All right. So, and now Raider 4, he's going to move over here a little bit behind some cover, and you hear the yell of a little girl.
New target.
Steve NuGunnar.
Okay. So there's somebody in the water, right?
Yeah. You're pretty sure you
They're
could
not gonna
probably
make
leave
it.
them be.
How big is the gap between us and the, like, what's the difficulty to jump the
You're going to need
opening?
2 successes to
2
jump
successes.
this.
And so that would be
Strength plus athletics.
right. Strength plus athletics. No, I'm not so good at that. Why do I have slashes here? 1/5. I did that. Well, I think it was the calculated number. That's what my slash is. So
Yes.
that's a 5. So I'd have to get multiple successes under a 5.
Yes.
I'd have to get 2 successes under a 5. Steve can see the gun. See. I don't think that Steve's going to hold up. I think Steve is going to take those 2 bottle caps and he is going to run headlong towards.
Well, you can
Thriftway.
take 1. You can take 1. The next die is 2 AP.
Okay, can I? I'm sorry. There's
You
a
can-
thing where I can.
You know, you could give me an AP, and it would.
I would happily give you an AP.
and that will count as another AP for you. You could even give me 3 more AP, and you could, get to your 6 and roll 5d20.
I think I have to do that because Steve NuGunnar must get his laser pistol back. I mean, it's been too long, and this is his hated nemesis.
Steve NuGunnar, let me explain what a Faustian bargain is.
We didn't have that book in the vault.
That's worth it. Worth it.
All right. So I got a 1, a 2, a 6, a 7, and a 13, which in other circumstances might be good, but I fail.
No.
I come up 1 short. Oh no, I needed 2.
You roll a 1.
Oh,
The
that's a
1
critical.
is 2 successes already.
Gotcha.
And so what's your target number for this?
5.
5? Okay, so then the 6 would have failed. So you just make it.
Yeah, so I rolled a 1 and a 2. So I end up with 3 successes, right? And then we get 1 point. We don't get 1 token back.
You got a and a 2?
Yeah, I got a 1,
so you
a
get
2.
3 successes, you will get 1 token back.
Okay, cool.
And that's just a minor action to move. So you are now at close with Raider 3 and Raider 2, and
I shall
medium
unload my shotgun
with
on them.
Thriftway.
Then
Okay.
I'm medium with Thriftway.
Yes.
Okay, with close, I will. That's my optimum range for shotgun. It turns out. So I am going to
Raider 3 will be easier to hit because they're not prone.
fire on Raider 3. And let's see. I'm looking for 11s. Oh wait, that's not the right die. Torso die is not going to help me here. Come on. Okay, I got a 6 and a 7, which is under my 11 target number. So I have 2 successes, but no criticals or anything like that.
Okay, that actually is going to earn you another AP because you only needed 1 success.
Woohoo! See, guys, I'm getting them back.
Roll your location and your damage.
All right, so I've got damage. So, 2 Pip Boys and a double. So that's 4 damage right there. And then 2 more. Didn't come up with anything. So 4 damage with effect.
With 1 effect?
2 effect.
And the 2 effects, and that's vicious and spread?
Yes.
So vicious means you're going to do 1 extra damage, I believe, for every effect you roll.
That sounds right.
So that's 1 extra. You did 1 effect, right? So it's
I rolled
5
2
damage.
effects.
Huh?
I got 2 Pip Boys. So that would be
2
2
Pip Boys. Okay, so you did 6 damage. Spread means like basically the double barrel or whatever, however the shot happens, you're going to do an extra 3 to a secondary location. You're doing 9 total damage in 2 locations.
Gotcha. So 6 to the first guy, 3 to the second guy?
No, it's on the same person.
Oh, on the same person. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So where'd you
first
hit?
location, right leg. Because we like
Right leg.
shooting out the legs.
Yeah, because that is, you that leg looks like hamburger or maybe a bleeding blood sausage as you do 5 damage to the leg. And then where's the second location?
Left leg.
Left leg. Okay, that does not cause an injury, but it does certainly hurt as they fall prone.
My goodness.
I don't care what
These
they are.
poor
I'm
guys
just gonna...
are not going to be able to leave this place even if they do it.
Nope. All right. So, this one's prone. Raider 2 and Raider 3 are prone.
Okay. Raider 1's cooking.
Raider 1 is cooking, literally. Lucky Buck, you are prone.
What I want to do. I mean, I guess this time I'll actually be like, hey, I said I was sorry! And I'll actually take it, like, actually aim at this guy, and then I'll actually fire trying to hit him.
Okay.
I'm going to use perception instead of luck to attack him this time.
Okay.
But I am going to take the aim action, and he's going to be hard to hit because he's prone too, right?
Yeah, so while you're prone, enemies at medium range or further add +1 to the difficulties to you, which is what this is. You have a close weapon, right? Yeah, so that'll be 3 difficulty.
And then he's prone too, right? Because I blasted off his foot.
While you're prone, it's not affecting your shot difficulty.
Oh, okay.
He's prone, so it affects your shot difficulty.
Okay. Cool.
If you had cover, you can actually re-roll any cover dice that you might have, but you don't currently have any cover.
All right.
So you need 3.
3? All right. I'll spend the AP and take a third dice just to be safe.
Okay. You earned 1, so yeah. So there's 2. Now there's going to be 1.
So this is 6, 14. Wow. 1 success. 19, a 16, and a 10.
All right.
I'm gonna use a luck point and re-roll one.
Aim allows you to re-roll 1d20.
We'll re-roll that 19. And I got a 6. Okay.
All right. So that's 2 successes. You need 3.
Well, energy weapon. Oh yeah, I need to get a 5, right? For it to be a critical.
You need to do 5 damage to be a critical.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, I guess I will spend a luck point and re-roll that last one, see if I can turn it into a success. And it's a 9.
So is that a success?
Yep.
Okay,
It's
cool.
under my 14.
All right. So yeah, you hit him.
Woo!
Amazingly. And go ahead and I can roll your location, but go ahead and roll your damage.
Not as great on damage, but 2 effects, 3, 5 total damage, 2 effects on it.
The effects is piercing, so it's going to go right through his right leg armor. How much damage?
5 total.
5. Okay. Ow. Yeah, so his right leg is blown off, and he is just dead.
I figure it missed at first, hit like the ceiling thing, rebounded, and hit behind him to get his other leg.
Thriftway sees this, sees Steve NuGunnar is coming up fast, doesn't really concern herself with Nurse 17. Ghoulardi's way back there, but did throw a grenade. Thriftway is going to move behind this pillar to get a little cover and shoot. I'm gonna have to. Not caring about Lucky Buck, so it's between Steve NuGunnar and Ghoulardi. Ghoulardi, since you did damage, call high or low.
Low.
Right. Low it is. That means Steve NuGunnar is going to get shot. I'm going to spend 3 for 2 extra dice here on Steve NuGunnar.
Oh, man.
moved, so can't take aim, but
All those AP games.
is going to shoot with the NuRay 3000 at Steve NuGunnar. What is your defense?
1.
Okay, they are at medium, so for you, that is 2 successes needed. I rolled much better than I did last time. I need a 9. That's 4 successes. However, it's a tag skill. Luckily for Steve NuGunnar, I didn't roll under a 3. So that is 4 successes. I needed 2. That means they're going to get 2 of these back. And now I get to roll damage on this laser pistol. Oh, why? 3 Pip Boys. So piercing 2, ignore 2 points of the target's armor for each effect rolled. So it's going to ignore 6 points of armor, which you probably don't have 6 points of armor.
I do not.
So you take 3 damage. Luckily, they didn't have a chance to use the aim.
Luckily.
Because you know the NuRay 3000's very accurate.
Yes.
As in the tag accurate. So that was Thriftway. It's like, give up now. Just leave all your stuff and you can get out of here with your lives.
Leave all your stuff and you can get out of here with your legs.
Nurse 17.
Nurse 17 has heard the cry of a child, so she is racing. If I can move her. No,
Raider
I can't
4.
grab her. Raider 4, yes.
Yeah, you'll need to move to the hand icon instead of the
hand
pointer.
Icon. Okay.
How
far can it go?
That's a good question. What is your...
My move?
Well, there's not really a move, but there's Ghost. Like Mr. Hand, being a Mr. Handy model, you get some extra bonuses, which I think were written down there. Given that they were at long, I'm going to say you'll need to use your entire...
Thruster is fitted with an actuated frame. It may make a move minor action and a sprint major action in the same turn.
You can be right up next to them.
Bam!
Okay, go ahead.
As part of my next turn, I don't want to lose this momentum. We're going to ramming speed.
Okay. You do see a cage that looks like it's been welded together with rebar. You see that there's a door. You're not sure how it's secured, but you see a little girl who's very scared, pushed up against the back wall, like huddled up against the back wall, away from this raider who is starting to reach in through the bars to grab her.
So the next plan is we are going to go to, as I said, ramming speed.
Mm-hmm.
The target is the pirate.
The raider?
The raider.
Yep.
We are going to ram him into the juice. It's bath time.
Okay.
So
all right.
That will kind of come up to as next round, really, I would think. But I'm just trying to say, let's not lose momentum here.
Right. I got it. You are good. Now it is Ghoulardi.
Right. How many regions am I away from Steve?
Steve NuGunnar is now at medium.
So I'm debating whether I'm going to go try and give him some healing.
Okay.
I mean, how bad off
this water doesn't, this water is not going to hurt at all.
Well,
I'm at 9 of 12, so I'm not too bad.
No, it's fantastic.
Well, it's not going to hurt me much at all. It has the opposite effects than some ghoul.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And how's Thriftway look like they're doing?
They're behind some cover. They've been hit. They got hit by your grenade, but didn't take a whole lot of damage because of their combat armor.
Right. Let's see. Who else is still up here?
We got Raider 1, who is melting.
Okay.
And Raider 3, who has been shot by a shotgun and is now prone. And then Raider 4, who got hit by the grenade and is about to be body slammed by Nurse 17.
All right. I think my best action is probably to keep Thriftway busy. So I'm going to, well, let me see. I've got a hunting rifle. It's medium. That's long. So it's going to take 3 successes to do much of anything. Unless I
Because
get
of their
closer.
defense, yes.
Yeah.
Or no, their defense is 1.
Mm-hmm.
So they're 1 outside of medium.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 successes is what you're going to need to do.
Okay.
They are behind cover, but that
I want
would
to take a
be
shot at
some
Thriftway.
damage.
And
All
I'll
right.
also take that last AP there.
All right. I like that.
Okay. So let's see here. My hunting rifle, that's going to be... God. I really should have written down like what everything was. It's not big guns. It's just, I think a hunting rifle is small guns. So small guns plus what? Agility?
It's the one written on the character sheet. So it is, yes, agility.
Right. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm going to take a shot and we'll see how it goes. All right. I have 2 successes.
That
None
is
of
all
them
you
critical.
needed.
So that is it. Okay. Damage is 6.
Good thing they're behind this kind of crumbling brick pillar.
All right. I got 3 pit boys and a blank, and then 2 more blanks. So 3 pit boys total.
Okay. Does your combat rifle have any special thing?
I don't believe so. I suppose I could
Combat
look it
rifle,
up.
or is it hunting rifle?
Hunting rifle.
Sorry.
Hunting rifle is piercing 1.
So
All
the
right.
pit boys will get through the armor,
Well, that's nice.
which is good. So go ahead and roll a hit location for me.
Yeah, sure. Left leg. Speaking of not leaving with your legs.
Left leg has 2 armor, but what's the piercing? You rolled 2 pit boys or 3 pit
3.
boys?
3 pit boys.
So for each pit boy, those piercings stack. So if it's piercing 1, you went through 3 armor. They only had 2. They have cover, which gives them combat dice to resist the damage. So 2 of the damage is absorbed by the brick before it goes through the brick and into their leg. So they only took 1 damage, but that was a good shot. And now it is Raider 1. Oh, Raider 1. Oh boy, Raider 1. Let's see. Can they get out in time? We're going to do strength and athletics for our Raider here. If they don't have athletics, they get 0 successes. So that's not good for them. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh. So irradiated water does 2 combat dice worth of damage. For every pit boy that is rolled, it's persistent, which means that the damage will also carry over to the next round. Which, unfortunately for Raider 1, doesn't matter because he took 3 more radiation damage, and he, you see the hand, he gets to the ladder, starts climbing up, and his arm detaches from his hand. So the hand is still holding the ladder, and the rest of the body sinks below the water.
Not a good day to be him.
He was the only one that didn't get his leg blown off.
Or gets shot in it, yeah, for sure. So we are now at Raider 3. That is Steve NuGunnar just shot Raider 3, right?
Yes.
And Raider 3 is prone. Okay. Would love to get up and hit you, but getting up I believe, is a major action. Oh, you also injured them. So that, yeah, moving is a major action. So they're just going to try and shoot you. I'm gonna add another AP in there.
Yeah.
You are at close with them, which is great because that's their pipe gun. Is going to be a 1. And unfortunately for him, 2 12s. So that's 2 successes. What's your defense? Is 1?
1.
Okay, so he's going to earn that AP back at least. Pipe guns are not as good as your guys' weapons.
No. Guns are kind of terrible.
Yeah, 2 pit boys. Pipe guns don't do anything special, so that's 2 damage to your left arm, probably covered by some armor.
Yes. So I don't have hit points distributed per arms, right?
No. It's
So
only
physical.
So your physical resistance is the armor there.
Okay, so that's 2, and so they did how much damage?
You have 2 armor on that location?
I do. Physical armor 2.
Yeah, you feel a little tug as the bullet bounces off your armor, and you take 0 damage.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Vault Tech.
He looks, curse you, Vault Dwellers. And Raider 4 sees you coming up. You know what? Is gonna spend an AP. Your defense is 1, right, Nurse 17?
Yes.
All right. They're going to let it rip as well.
What does that mean?
That's what happened with Raider 3 shooting at you earlier and just keeps pulling the trigger. Lots of bullets flying at you. And they needed a 8. That is 2 successes. So they're going to get that one back, which means they're going to do 5 damage instead of 3 damage. Or 3 dice, I should say.
I don't like that.
So they did 5 damage to your torso. So what's your armor there?
Also 3.
Your DR. 3? So you took 2 damage.
Okay.
And we're back at Steve NuGunnar.
So I've got 2 people at close range with me, and Thriftway is still at medium.
You've got 1 person at close range and 2 people at medium. If you move into reach and attack with a hand weapon, you'll get bonuses because they're prone. Otherwise, they're going to get bonuses from a ranged weapon because you're prone.
But I could continue to advance on Thriftway and get to close with Thriftway, right? Okay,
yeah.
So I was trying to figure out quaffing because I got my Nuka-Cola cherry just waiting to be consumed, which will grant me 2 AP. Is that a minor action to drink?
That would be I don't know if Nuka-Cola cherry is considered a chem or not, but you know what? Today it's going to be. Because you're a vault dweller. You're used to drinking Nuka-Cola cherry. And so it's a take chem minor action.
Okay, but how many I get 1 minor action and 1 major?
Correct. Unless you're spending more AP to get more actions, which I just remembered we can do.
So minor action to move. So actually, minor action to quaff Nuka-Cola cherry, which gives me 2 dice. It gives me 2 Pip Boys, right? 2 bottle caps, and then I could spend 1 of those to get another minor action to move and still have 1 left.
Is that what Nuka-Cola cherry does?
Yeah, it gives you 2 AP.
2 AP? Wow. Okay. Yeah, so you would quaff it, get 2 AP, and you know what? Nuka cherry. You get 2 Nuka cherry bottle caps. So you have 2 AP. You can spend 1 AP to get another minor action, which will allow you to move.
Right, which is what I do. So I spend 1 of those APs, right?
Yes.
And so 1 of them goes away.
Move them here. There. This is the one. Yeah.
And these are my APs. I was trying to remember if like
they're currently your APs, but they'll eventually go into the pool.
Gotcha. So then I break open, my shotgun, slam 2 more shells into place, and says Thriftway, prepare to lose a knee. Give me my damn gun.
All right.
Josh.
Dashes, jumps across the thing, blasts the dude with the shotgun while chugging a Nuka cherry, throws it into the lake, and he just steps closer to Thriftway.
All right, and then I will take my last action point to be able to roll 3 dice to shoot Thriftway.
You've certainly earned that mustache.
And I'm using my glowy D20 that I got at Gen Con. Here we go. Die, Thriftway. Oh, God damn it. I only got 1 hit. 1 success. All right, 13.
You only need 1.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yep.
And that's a 4. And this small arms is a shot, is a what was the threshold for tag skill?
The tag skill is your tag skill number. So what's your small guns?
5.
So 5 or less on a D20 is an extra success.
There you go. So I got 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So we're going to get that Nuka cherry back. And go ahead and roll your damage and your hit location.
Okay, so 5. So I roll 4 points of damage to start, and then 2 more, which is Pit Boy. So 5 damage plus an effect.
5 damage with an effect.
Damage with an effect. My effects
Remind
are
me the
spread and
shotgun.
vicious.
Spread and vicious. So that's going to be 6 damage, and it's going to hit 2 locations, and the second location is going to get hit for 3. That's not great for Thriftway. Go ahead and roll your locations.
First location is torso.
Torso, which unfortunately for you is the more armored of them.
Yeah, I was
So he's going to take 4 damage there.
Center of mass.
Yep.
Should have gone for the legs.
And the second location?
Right leg.
All right.
Unfortunately, kneecap is not an option, but
Yeah. Just like spread all over. Gets blown back a bit. Growls. But unfortunately for Thriftway, it is Lucky Buck's turn before Thriftway can go.
Lucky Buck is going to kind of pivot on the ground. I'm having good luck being prone on the ground. I'll look at Raider 3, then look at Steve NuGunnar and say, Godspeed, Steve NuGunnar. And I'll take out Raider 3.
Okay. All right.
Is that APRs right now?
This AP is yours.
Okay. I'll use that to get a third one.
Okay.
I'm still at a longer range.
Yeah, you're at medium range, so it's 1 extra.
make more AP.
So I am going to do the aim action again, too. Because I'm not actually moving. I just kind of pivoted.
Right. You pivoted. Sure.
And yeah, let's do it. Well, a 5, a 1, and a 3. So,
So I'm imagining those are all successes. So that's a
those are
total
all
of 4
under my
right now.
specs for energy weapons. So
What's
6
that?
successes.
6 successes. Holy mackerel. Okay. You needed 2. So whoever said that, yeah, there's 4 AP you just earned.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. I'll roll the location for you.
Please be the leg. Please be the leg.
It's not the leg. I'm sorry.
Well, Josh is doing that. I forgot. I have Bloody Mess. So when you roll a critical hit, you roll and if you roll an effect, you roll an additional injury to a random location, which I think I got the critical, but Josh finished his thing.
Yeah, well, let's.
We also don't have to go backwards. I can just remember next time.
Okay.
6
If there is
total
a next
damage with 2 effects, so piercing 2.
Okay. Unfortunately for you, piercing 2 is not going to matter, as you shoot a very neat hole through the center of his forehead, and she falls back. Actually, she was prone, so you're going to have 1 less of these. Sorry, I forgot about that. But yeah, she just drops.
And then because
with a neat hole in the center of her forehead.
Because I killed an enemy, I get to roll and see if I roll an effect, and I did, so we get 2 more AP. Hey!
All right.
I did a thing, guys!
Real quick, Josh, could you look up prone? In the meantime, it is Thriftway's time, and they kind of stand up, kind of draw themselves up, puts the pistol out, puts their other hand under there, takes aim in the vicinity of your head, Steve NuGunnar, and
Okay.
is gonna try and shoot you.
I look back all steely-eyed
Wow.
until I lose my
Okay,
head.
luckily there was an aim in there. I say luckily there was an aim in there because they did roll a 20, so they're gonna re-roll that one. And they are target number 9. So that is 2 successes. So they earned 1 for the extra. They aimed, and this is where Steve NuGunnar knows this is a bad thing because it is accurate. If you take the aim minor action with the NuRay 3000 before attacking with the accurate weapon, you may spend up to 3 AP to add extra damage dice per AP to the attacker's damage. So
Yay!
instead of 4 dice, it's going to be 5
Well, the goal here was to field test
to the center of the chest.
So I can write a self-evaluation of how well the weapon did.
I did get 2 Pip Boys, so it is right now piercing 4. So it's burning right through all your armor for a total of, let's see, what's the fire rate? Oh, I get 2 more dice because he's letting them rip. Oh my gosh. 5 damage.
It works really
Not
so well.
as much as it could have done.
I'm proud of the vault.
Rolling 7 dice of damage and only doing 5 damage.
I am currently at 4 hit
You
points.
got lucky.
Yes.
Nurse 17 charging in at the raider who at the last moment sees you come up.
Yes, it was ramming speed.
Yep. I'm going to say this is unarmed, which is your unarmed plus strength.
Okay. All right. And my strength is 4. How many of these can I spend?
None of that one, because that's mine. Oh, sorry. This one's mine. You can spend all... If you want to get 3 extra dice, you could give me a die, or give me a cap,
Okay.
and then all of these are spent, and you will have 3 extra dice for
3
spending
extra
6
dice.
AP.
Okay, I am gonna do that because there is a child on the line here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just
You need all of 1 success to do this.
but we have to do it, but we can't fail. Failure is not an option.
I know.
So I'm
Yeah,
rolling.
I agree.
So I'm rolling 5 dice if I'm accurately getting this.
You are rolling 5 dice.
Okay. I mean, I didn't have a very good chance at doing this. So I actually only get 2 successes on 5 dice. Because
You only needed 1, so you're going to earn an extra AP back.
okay, excellent.
And your intent was not necessarily to do damage, but to shove them in the water, right?
Yes.
Okay. The raider gets shoved into the water. I'll let you have the fun of rolling 2 damage dice as they fall into the irradiated water.
I get a blank and double stars.
Okay, so they take 2 radiation damage and are in the water. That's not great for them because it goes right past armor. Those of you who can see Nurse 17, she's hovering over the irradiated water right now. And there's another guy in there, like, trying to swim, pushing up off the bottom to try and keep his head above water. Ghoulardi. So I'm going to take some of these guys off. So you have Raider 4, who's in the water, and Thriftway behind some cover, just been shot by Steve NuGunnar, who's in close range with him.
I'm going to keep pressing Thriftway. Do we have any AP? We have 1 AP?
1 AP.
I'm going to use it.
All right.
All right, so I need 2 successes. I only got 1 success. So I miss.
Okay. All right. Josh, the lucky person, can he spend a luck to re-roll anything?
You can. Luck will let you re-roll a 1d20.
Do you want to spend a luck?
Yeah, I will. Okay. So I'll roll 1d20 and I make it. So that's two
That's
successes.
All right,
All
that is
right.
enough.
So 6 damage of 6. So let's see what we get here.
One other benefit that we could have been doing, by the way, this entire time is you can use a luck to re-roll 3 damage dice.
All right. 1 gunshot and 2 pit boys. So that's
Okay. Out of 6.
out of 6.
Did you hear what Josh said?
What did he just say?
You can use a luck point to re-roll 3 of your damage dice if you want.
I'll do that because I got 3 blanks. So right now we've got, what did I just say? 2 pit boys and 1 shot. These last 3, 2 more pit boys. So that will be 5 damage total with 4 piercing.
Okay. And where do you hit them?
In the head.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah,
good
so
place to hit
Steve,
them.
they're looking like this, just getting shot in the chest. All of a sudden their head tilts to the side as I won't say blood because there's a ghoul, but stuff sprays out. They are still up, however, thanks to the cover that Ghoulardi had to blow through. Raider 4 is going to attempt to make the ladder. I don't know that they're gonna. Actually, they start pulling themselves out, but they're still going to take some damage. They pull themselves half out and then and kind of flop forward, you know, how like pulling yourself out of a swimming pool, sometimes you kind of flop forward on your chest. And Nurse Handy, you expect them to like move their arms from the edge to kind of push themselves up, but they just don't move. And then they start sliding back into the water.
Sliding or dissolving?
The radiation doesn't dissolve. It does and it doesn't. But, you know, this one isn't dissolving. They got very rapid radiation poisoning. Thriftway, starting to see all of this, is going to be quite angry with you and the others, and is going to try and get one last shot off as looks like they're about to run. So they're not aiming, they're taking a shot and then leaving. They need a 9. That is 2 successes. So they only needed 1 success for hitting you, right, Steve NuGunnar?
This is correct.
All right. Well, they just hit you, Steve NuGunnar. Wait, hold on. That was Ghoulardi. Sorry, it is Steve NuGunnar's turn. Dang it.
Helpful.
Dang it.
So I'm at close with Thriftway, right? Thriftway's not dead yet. Just
You were at close. You're not in reach, which is hand to hand.
right. I don't want to be reached.
Yeah, you just want to use that shotgun again.
I just want to use that shotgun. So there's no action points lying around. So I will just have to go and take the conventional shot with my shotgun. I am running.
You can
running
buy a bunch of. You can give me some.
He does only have 1 person left.
He does. So yeah. Let's see. What was the exchange rate again?
It's every extra one is an extra AP. So if you want 3 extra dice, it's 6 AP.
What if I want 2 extra dice? It's 3. I will give you 3, so I can get 2 extra dice.
All right.
Because that's how Steve rolls. All right, so I got a 5 and an 8. So there were no criticals, but both were under my 11. So I got 2 successes.
Okay. That you only needed 1, so you're going to earn an AP.
Woohoo! All right. Ooh. 3 effects plus double shot. So we're at 5.
That's 5.
And then so that was it. It was 5 plus effects.
Each effect is vicious. So that's 3 extra points of damage for 8 damage. and it's a spread, so that's going to be 8 damage and 4 damage. So go ahead and tell me, like, I'm just going to tell you right now. How do you want to do this?
So I shoot at, so whatever, is she holding it in both, like that she's holding the pistol in both arms?
Was like turning to run away and shot.
So I shoot at the arm. Well, I shoot at the right arm, which I'm hoping is the one that was holding the pistol.
It is. Yep. And go ahead.
I told you to give it to me and hand it over. And then I shoot the right arm, hoping to just like blast it off at the elbow, right? So 8 points of damage go to the right arm.
Yes. Immediately 8 points of damage go to the right arm. That's painful.
And then 4 would go to right leg. Because, apparently that's how we roll.
Okay.
Because of course.
Yeah, so that hurt. Shoot. That's not the one I wanted. Yeah, that arm is gone. You didn't roll any 20s, did you?
No.
Okay. Good. Good for you, because the shot didn't hit the NuRay 3000. As Thriftway's arm blows off, and then also hits their leg, and they just kind of drop over backward as they were trying to run away, and they just drop. And the NuRay 3000 skitters along with their hand just a few feet away. And by the way, now you see, being where you are, there's a cage here with a suit of power armor just behind it, as well as a few other things. And there's a computer terminal just outside of this cage.
Woohoo!
Things go quiet.
The severed hand doesn't like pull the trigger 2 more times, right?
No, no.
Well, I'll like look around. How's the little girl doing?
Little girl is huddled in the cage now that you can see her. Is kind of looking around now that things are quiet and the raiders seem to be gone. And you see her eyes kind of look up and get a little wider as their savior, Nurse 17, has shoved the raider that was trying to grab her into the irradiated water.
So the cage is locked. Steve will obviously run over and pick up the NuRay 3000.
The important thing, the NuRay 3000.
The important thing. And like caress it, and like for some reason feels compelled to say "my precious," and without really even understanding why. I don't do terminals.
Nurse
Actually, no. I
Handy?
guess I do terminals. I have science. I don't know.
Nurse Handy is going to pull off a teddy bear and offer it to her, and also be working on opening that cage with another hand.
Okay.
My dear, you're so safe. I will get you back to your proper authorities.
Okay. Thank you. She takes the teddy bear, but doesn't seem to like squeeze it like you would maybe expect a child to. You easily open the gate from the outside. It's easier to open. Not a hard lock at all. And when she stands up, looks like she's maybe between 12 and 14 years old. So a little taller than you expected.
Little too old for teddy bears, but not too old for goldfish crackers.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely takes the goldfish crackers and starts eating them, because she doesn't look like she's eaten anything in a while. So I'm just going to ask what you guys want to do here as things are quieting.
Shout over to the Brotherhood of Steel guy and be like, "Do you know how to drive that thing?"
You now see that there's a suit of power armor there.
That looks shiny.
Now that the combat is lower, you notice that the way that Nurse 17 went, there's a small walkway that you can walk along that way without having to do the jump.
Good. That's
the way I'm going to go.
Okay.
The one person that's immune to the radiation doesn't want to go in it.
It's like,
I don't need to. I didn't take any damage during any of this, so.
The only damage I have taken is radiation damage, like way back a while ago.
you need to find some rat away. But yeah, you can loot the raiders, but we'll get to that later. So go ahead and Lucky Buck, what were you doing?
I'm gonna kind of take that little pathway and start checking out that armor. How do I get past that cage to get back there? Then?
There is a terminal there. Does Lucky Buck want to work on the terminal?
I'll work on the terminal.
I'm going to need you to do something. I'm going to need you to open up this URL that I just sent in our Discord, and if you would share your screen.
Yeah.
I think David's been waiting to do this for months.
I have. I really have.
Oh, no. All right. Let me...
Don't hit the leave button that's right next to the share button.
Yeah. I just have to move screens around so that I'm not sharing the camera over. There we go. Cool.
Ooh.
So
No.
go ahead and click on the begin.
No. No.
Wow, those are pretty long words.
Interesting.
So we've got,
Have you played
for
Fallout?
people who can't see the screen, we've got finished and hospital and galaxies and graphite.
And yeah, there was I found someone had actually remade, and I'll put who it is in the credits, but remade the terminal in JavaScript, and so I altered it a little bit so that we could use it here today. So it looks like a Fallout 3, Fallout 4 terminal hacking game.
Which I have never understood how it actually works. So this is great for Lucky Buck.
I am totally fine if everybody is huddled over the terminal giving advice to Lucky Buck to try and help out with this thing. So if anybody knows, say, some of the ways to make hacking easier in this game, and if you don't know, I will allow a science.
I mean, I usually just grab
Chris,
one
you're
and
on
see
mute.
how close it was.
Say, I'm going to take that roll because I haven't played enough Fallout to know how to make this easier.
Okay.
So let me pull up my science, and it's a tag skill.
And you
I'm
have
also
1
going
AP.
to roll my science roll.
Okay, hold on. Only one person can roll a science roll. One other
Okay.
person can help.
I will help then.
Okay, then you'll roll a single d20. It doesn't have to be a science roll per se. If you have another way that you might be able to help out.
Science.
All right. 1 success and 1 natural 20.
Okay.
No.
I
Tell me which
got
word
a
I'm typing in for that natural 20.
You got a
cinnamon
what?
roll.
Cinnamon roll? What?
He's putting in cinnamon roll because
What
You
do I
got
have
0
to do for that
successes?
natural 20? Do I have to just automatically lose in 10?
No, natural 20, click on one of the words.
But
No.
you could re-roll, but you could re-roll using luck.
Okay.
Oh.
So question, entry denied, 1 out of 8 correct. However, with the success, if you find paired types of brackets, it helps you with this game.
I didn't know that.
Which word did we just put in?
Question.
What about
if you
finished
roll-
up there?
If you roll over some of the brackets, you'll see things highlight.
So like just looking at one.
Like that.
Like that.
Click on that.
Oh.
Oh.
It can only be clicked on once,
Oh,
but there are
okay.
multiple pairs.
So whenever there's 2 of them, you can remove them. Is that how it actually works in the game?
yeah.
There's 2 next to junction and the other.
Well,
column. There's
now I
Well,
have
the
to
one
go
he was
play
on, he
Fallout.
could click on too. Click on it. There you go.
Oh, so it's within whatever's inside the brackets.
Yeah, there has to be a set of brackets on the same line. It doesn't matter if there's anything in between it, but it has to be open and closed.
Huh. I've only been playing this for, I don't know,
No idea. None
10
whatsoever.
years. So this reduces the static, but how does it help you pick the right word?
It's removing dud words.
Oh, it's removing dud words.
And that last one was it replenished your attempts.
Huh. This makes it all a lot easier.
Holy cow.
Wow.
But
For everybody that watched this video and enjoys Fallout, you better be thinking. Because holy cow, I did not know that was even a thing.
And all of those are randomized every time you load this page, so I can't
This
tell
is
you exactly where
very
these things
clever.
are. Yeah.
Wow.
The one up at the very top that so there's another nested set inside you can get.
Jeez.
Okay. Now you have 4, I think that was it. You have so third line. I thought I saw it highlight. Second column. There it was. Go back. There you
Wow.
go. The arrows. There you go. Now you have 4 attempts with whatever is left.
All right. Question was 1 of 8, right?
Yep. Which means 1 of 8 means one of the letters out of those 8 were correct.
Hospital?
Sure.
Why not?
0 of 8.
0 of 8. All right. So none of those letters can be in the next thing we choose.
Yeah.
In that order. In those places.
In those places. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ick. It's too much to remember.
So if you look at question,
Yeah. There was an I
And
where
you-
the I in graphite is.
yeah.
There is also an E where the E in question was in scenario.
Yeah, try scenario.
Try scenario?
Do it. Oh,
Okay.
Okay. I'm not saying this is a perfect rendition.
So I'm kind of down between. Well, I've got 2 left, so I'm thinking it's either between. It's not going to be in action because then we would have gotten 4 right because question has TI
Mhm.
line at the end too, right? It
right.
has to be between graphite and pleasure, and we've got 2 left.
So let's pick one and then pick the other.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
You can wait for a little bit, and then it resets. You can reload
Get
the
out my
page.
NuRay 3000. You know, there's better ways of doing this.
Go ahead and reload the page.
Jeez. All right.
And the words are the same in this one.
That is pretty cool. Hey, allowance replenished. And there, it doesn't feel like there's as many things to get rid of in this one, unless you guys have seen me miss one.
I think you might have found them all.
So the words are the same?
The words are the same.
Well, that's it. This is what I got left.
So you tried question, I think, before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which had 1
And that
right.
was- and that
Which one had 2 or 3?
none. You only had
None of them.
You got zeros.
Oh, okay. I thought one had scored better than that. And did we try terminal?
I don't think we did.
No, terminal is one we didn't try.
For God's sake, come on.
Galaxies? There you go. Woohoo!
There you go. All right, unlock the security door first.
Yeah, sure. That way, if the next entry kills you, it's open.
Okay. So when that happens, you hear a ka-chunk, and the door slightly pops open. Why don't you read that out loud for us?
The Enclave is close to tracking. Oh, hang on. The Enclave is close to tracking me down. A death claw caught me by surprise. I'm wounded and unable to continue, and have to hide the suit of power armor so that the Brotherhood might be able to retrieve it one day. Inform the Brotherhood of my death and return the power armor to them, and you will be rewarded. Knight Marlowe. I have to return this armor?
You don't have to.
Click one more time, Josh. Click on the screen one more time.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Do
nice.
I recognize
Last
the
image
picture?
of Deathclaw.
I mean, it's hard to tell. The image is grainy, and a lot of death claws look alike
They
to
do.
you. You've only met like 1 or 2. ever.
Too bad. The one that I know of had a scar on the dark side of his face, so I can't tell if this is the one.
It could be. In the room, there are several pieces of Brotherhood gear. You do see the Brotherhood logo on the T60 power armor. You find a fusion core in a toolbox next to the suit, and you find what you assume to be the remains of Knight Marlowe in this room. As you're looking through, you feel all of you kind of feel yourselves kind of stop. Like you were moving and now you're not. It's like, even if you're in a weird like half step position, you're not falling over. It feels like time itself has stopped. You all kind of hear this in your head.
There it is. The Brotherhood cache. So they found it outside of the Covenant. Put these troublemakers back under. No. Preserve them. They have more intelligence that we can extract. They still haven't given us the location that we need. And the simulation.
And then everything goes dark.
I thought it was going to be an 80s freeze frame, like, and the credits roll.
Yeah, there you go.
So I hope you all enjoyed our final session for this arc of Fallout. And if you enjoy it, let us know. Put some comments in. This will be on YouTube and also through our podcast feed. So lairofsecrets.com or at Lair of Secrets on YouTube. And have a great day. And we'll see you again in the Wasteland.